Hello there, welcome Genesis Models. My name is Bob Waldron and we're going to have ourselves an inbox review here, and it is of Airfix's 148 scale Hawker Sea Hurricane Mark 1B. Now this is a cracking kit. I have built it, went together absolutely lovely. There is actually a rapid video build of how to build it on the Genesis Models website, but what this is like a rebox with extra parts, because the one I did was, I do believe it was the Mark 1 with the whole sort of nice, what was it again, the Battle of Britain type paint scheme and stuff. This one is the Sea Hurricane, but it is very, very similar. So let's open this up. What we got, first off, the Decals by Cartograph, I do believe it is. They are, you know, absolutely lovely as usual. You do have all your instrument display panels there, which is rather cool to decal them in. It's got a sort of like a matte finish. It's all in registry. The colours are looking good. You should have no problems putting these decals on at all. They are really good manufacturer for decals. First sprue we have an absolutely lovely surface detail here by Airfix. It's very crisp, very sharp, the recessed panel lines. We do have recessed rivets. We've even got bolts going on here. You can even see that lovely rib detail there with all the cloth and stuff. Really going to be absolutely gorgeous, very crisp indeed. We've got two types of like the underside, which this one's going to have the arrestor hook, so it's going to be for our Sea Hurricane just here. And then what we've got is, you know, we've got our propellers looking rather good. Ejector pin marks on this sprue aren't looking. Oh, we've got one just here where we've got a bit of cockpit detail, and it's let's bring you in a bit closer. A bit of cockpit detail there, and there's this big ejector pin mark in there. Going to be a bit tricky to get away with. I mean, maybe you could disguise it as looking part of the cockpit, but that's up to you. We've got all sorts of little pieces just on here now. We've got our actual instrument display panel, which, you know, you do get the decals with this, which is going to look cool, but you know, the detail is there for you to actually brush paint it if you prefer going down that route. We've got all sorts of panels that can come off as well, which is rather cool. We've got a cool pilot here also, which is well detailed. We can see the face, we can see eyes, nose, mouth detail. Nice good looking miniature there. We've got our landing gear. We've got wheel well doors. We've got two types of nose cones here. Moving along, we've got all these MGs as well, which you can have on show if you want. A bit more cockpit detail, bit of seats, all sorts of goodies. I mean, if you do turn this over though, there is a couple of ejector pin marks. We have we've got some ejector pin marks on here. Now this is a panel that you can have on or off, so maybe not such a big deal there. Looking around a bit more at ejector pin marks, and so far, I mean, I don't think you're going to worry too much about that one, but it does get a little bit worse, but not that bad. We've got some wing surface detail here, as you can see. Lovely crisp recessed panel lines. As always with Airfix, they may be just a little bit too out of scale, a bit too sort of you know, fat and in your face, but you know, it looked nice on the model I did anyway, so it's not that bad. Again, absolutely gorgeous detail. We've got wheels here. We've got some sort of internal rib detail going on as well. Looking at that, it does look rather nice. You can have all sorts of things like your flaps and ailerons and all this kind of stuff, sort of in different moving parts, which is rather cool. We've got some detail going on with our actual wheel well doors, and there's different types for I do believe sort of like open, close, that kind of thing. But if we do turn this upside down, as you can see, we do have those ejector pin marks. Again, you can see them just here on this one. I do believe this is the one where it's open. You haven't got to worry about the two in this sort of grooved area here, because that's where your landing gear is going to go on there, so it's going to hide them. You have got one just there, which you know, you probably want to take care of that, but that's probably not going to be that hard to take care of. But you know, it is a bit of work you're going to put into it, but it ain't that bad. We've got also the top wing surface detail, as you can see, lovely. We've got, I love these sort of nice raised bolts that we've got on here. It really does sort of bring that detail out nicely. This little panel just here, that you can cut out, and you can and you probably saw the other panel earlier that I showed you, and you can have all sort of like all those MGs going on underneath there. It does look rather cool if you go down that route. We've got our clear parts. Let's just open these up, and hopefully they're gonna be good, which they was when I did build this. And yes, they are looking really nice and crystal clear. No worries with that. You're going to have some nice crystal clear canopies there. So looking at now the instructions, just so you can see how this goes together, we have the whole cockpit area. It's you've got all this sort of framework going on, and then you kind of build up these sort of bars and stuff that goes around the cockpit area. Does surprisingly fit, not too bad at all. Does look rather good. As you can see, there is sort of like a lot of work to sort of do all that. You probably need to put the pilot in there as well, if you're going to have the pilot in there, and put it in at that stage. And then it will show you as we go along. Yes, here we go. You can start cutting out all these little wing areas so that you can start showing off, I do believe, all these MGs. So this kit is, you know, bagged full of all these different options you can have, which I did find rather cool. I do like how that I'll just show you actually. I do like how, you know, it's actually all one piece, because I know some manufacturers, they'll have them cut out for you, which then kind of makes it, you know, not the best of fits if you try and put the panels in. But I do like it when they sort of have it all one. It just makes it neater, and if you are going to go down the route of opening all this up, you're probably a bit more of an intermediate advanced builder, so you probably won't have any problems cutting that out. It just works out better in the build. And then we bring them together in the fuselage halves, you know, pretty sort of simple once you get past all that kind of internal detail. Again, you've got your ailerons, tails and everything, you can have them moving, all sorts of air intakes and sort of optional parts there, bags full of options for that. Obviously landing gear up and down. We've got our propeller going in quite nice and simple, and yeah, you can have your canopy open or close. Then we have the markings, which is a nice new colour scheme for, I do believe this was the HMS Indomitable, which was rather cool. And then you got another one which was the HMS Eagle 1941. All in all, I know this is a fantastic kit. You'll enjoy building it. You can go nice and easy and basic with this. You can go all the way, open everything up, go really sort of nice and advanced and everything. So, you know, it does have it all there, and it does RRP at around about £20, £21-ish, according to where did I get this from now? Oh, it was Creative Models I got it from. So you know, not a bad price. 1/48 scale, cannot grumble. It was new tooled in 2015, I do believe, but this box was released in 2017 with like those new parts and, you know, new decals and colour callouts and all that kind of stuff. So very nice new mould also. So I've enjoyed this. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Until next time, my name is Bobby Waldron, and I'll catch you next time.